Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. In this video what we're going to be focusing on is adding some delete functionality to be able to delete notes by ID. What I've decided to do is try and give Claude a little bit of context. If you've watched my previous videos, we've got pre-written kind of prompts for backend, but front end is so different all the time. So just giving it context that we have an individual note container which contains the view individual note modal, and in this modal is a pencil icon that allows opens edit note container. I want a trash icon next to this pencil icon. Clicking the trash icon should first open a warning message that says, are you sure you want to delete this note? This action cannot be undone. With two buttons, yes, delete, and no, don't delete. If the user clicks no, the warning pop-up closes and the user is returned to the view individual note modal. If the user clicks yes, delete, then we call our delete API endpoint, which is that, with this being the note ID. You will therefore need to create a use delete note hook and also update our endpoints.js file. Then the functionality for the delete note component should be, the functionality for the delete note component should be in a separate file. Typically, we would have separated our business logic from the presentation layer. So if you've watched my most recent videos, we have in this instance, an individual note container that has the business logic where we're using our hooks and everything. And then we also have our view individual note modal, which is more just presentation layer. But seeing as this is only a small amount of code needed for deleting a note, I'm not so sure if we should do this. What do you think? I just want to get Claude's thought on that. I mean, it seems a bit overkill, but I am also trying to make sure that our code is really easy for AI to understand, and hence the separation of logic and presentation can make a lot of sense there. So we'll go with this because this allows us to tick off this requirement on the Miro board, and then we can also do the same for deleting source because the code and logic should be fairly similar. Cool. So it's just gone straight ahead and created it. That's really nice. So I'm going to pull this over here, bring up our code, clear out of this. So we're going to go into hooks, and we're going to create a use delete note so that all looks fairly self-explanatory. In our endpoints, which is up here in note, we've got edit. Now we need delete. It's forgotten to. We need this here, but we need it with backticks. And then in the view individual note modal, so this is our. Okay, so no, it hasn't understood what we want to do. So just to explain, it's got the hook and state sitting in. Actually, we might need, we do need state in the note modal to show that dialog. But the business logic of use delete note, I think we should be putting that in our view note container. So should we not have the view, individual. Right. So we'll just pass down delete. Alright, so bring that back over here. So in view individual note container, I'm going to bring in a few things. So we've got to bring in our hook. And then I've already got use states, that's fine. Put these two things here. And then we need to view individual note modal. Just add these requirements, or props, sorry, not requirements. and then view individual note modal. So here, where is, so we need to bring in trash to trash. And then in our props, we bring in those. And then we've got our button next to our pencil button. And then we have alert dialog. So hang on, we need to this theoretically could be its own separate component. Anyway, let's just see if this functionality works. Alert dialog is not defined. Individual node container. So this is going to be up to. What are we missing now? We need to import these. Give me cd knowledge mpx I'm trying to remember, because we had there was always an error. Shadcn. Let me go back to chat GPT. Because yeah, there was always an issue with how Claude was giving me the Shadcn-UI at latest. It was something slightly different. Here we go. Okay, get rid of the UI part. So Shadcn at latest. There we go. It's going to work, hopefully. No. Okay, so come here. Random? Why is it taking so long? Is our front end running? Okay, it's preloading. Okay. Now if we open a note, should have the delete icon. No, don't delete. Doesn't do anything. Do delete. Not found. Okay, I think this is just going to be routes. If we go components, notes, delete note, route, note ID, and then delete note, notes. It's duplicating that API/v1 part. So endpoints. There we go. Save. Delete. And it's gone. Right. I'll try again. This is note 21. Delete. Yes. Gone. Awesome. So that functionality works. One thing I wanted to check was if we go to then I'm just asking what it thinks of having alert dialog within the view node module. Probably does make sense, but I'll just get another opinion on that. And then also I'll ask it about this. So optional, obviously. Okay. Then we'll keep that for now, and then I want to ask just sense check ourselves. Cool, that makes sense. Alright, so now that we've got that to work, what I'm going to do is come over to Claude. Going to go into, we've already got sources. So we've got our source modal. So let's just upload this, and we're going to go, great, all that worked. So source modal. Yeah, maybe we should rename this to display source layout is really what this is called. That's fine. Okay, so where is? Alright, great, that worked. I've now uploaded the files for our source component. As you'll see, there is a source modal, which is very similar to our view node modal. functions, yes, delete and alright, so we'll send it that. With a bit of luck, we get this ticked off. And we can mark all of this, not that one, all of this functionality that I outlined the other day as basically done. Alrighty, so actually make things a little bit easier on me. Pull this back over here again. Alright, into our hooks. So use delete source, save sources grid. So we're gonna have it's also forgotten the import, so import source, and then in the source modal we need to pass down these, and then in the source modal itself, where are we? We need to bring in trash too. Earlier tonight we were Claude mentioned that it was low and to use concise. I'm just noticing that like it's even getting simple things like this import wrong. It's got the actual file and it knows I have other icons that are being imported and it's just being really lazy. So I don't know if there's a way that they can throttle it, you know, within an individual, like if they've got a lot of traffic and a lot of people putting a lot of demand on the system to be able to say, hey, let's make sure, even if the user doesn't, I mean, I am on concise, but even on concise, like it wouldn't normally be even that concise. It would definitely make sure that it brings in the imports. But yeah, I'm just wondering out loud if they can kind of throttle it and go, hey, like we've got that much demand, we really need to cut back on everything here. So who knows? Okay. Whoop. So the reason why that's failing is we need to. All right, save that and come back over here. I'm not going to delete that. We're going to go to sources. Let's delete this one. Okay. What happened? Endpoint. So endpoints, source, delete. What is the endpoint? Source and ID. Okay. Save, and then in our use delete. Yep, cool. Alright, come back here. Just refresh this. Sources, audio clip, delete, yes. Okay, Y. Route not found. I'm on the wrong one. Source ID. Endpoints. Why is it called source and then source ID again? in our back end, just source ID. Source/ID. Not exactly sure. Yeah, why is it appending? Why isn't it just putting the ID there? It must be in the source modal. No, grid. Where do we call? I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Okay, so use delete source. It's because of this here. Right. Yes, delete. Okay, so then API endpoints. Save. Actually, then we will need the. Right, try again. Yes. There we go, deleted. All right, fantastic, that all works. We do have one issue though where we go here, like this isn't rendered correctly. Let me just check that. So this is going to be in our source modal. I did just bring in the icon, but potentially there was some updates to scroll area. Okay. Potentially there were some updates to the classes, so save that. Okay, there we go. Looks a bit better. Delete. No, don't delete. Edit. Opens the edit. Alright, fantastic. There we go. What we can do now is, it's me uploading videos again. Here. We can come and mark both of these things as done. And yeah, like if we look at this, we've covered off a fair bit of ground over the last couple of days. We reorganized some of the back-end structure. We created our settings page, we added tabs, we added the ability to edit folders, tags, did the back-end logic, ability to edit and delete notes, and ability to edit and delete existing sources. So just to give a brief recap of the application, so here's all of our notes. We have the ability to create notes, obviously, but what we didn't have before is the ability to edit, which we can do, and then also delete, which I've obviously just been showing you. And now we also have the same to do that for sources, so the ability to edit and the ability to delete. Obviously the UI, like, it's not perfect. It's opening a modal over a modal. There's a few bits and pieces that we obviously want to tweak. On the left hand side, we've got this kind of like, doesn't look great, but we can fix that up. The other functionality that we've added is the color coding on the tags and the folders, and then we also have these settings options now, so we can create new source types, and you can add fields, obviously. Same as when you go through the create note process. We've got our folders, so these can be reordered with drag and drop, which is very nice. We can delete folders. Deleting folder doesn't delete the note, just removes the folder from the note. Similar with tags, these don't need to be reordered, they just exist as they are. Obviously, again, UI is not perfect. You know, we don't need a whole input that stretches across the whole thing, but we can fix that up later on. Similar to folders, we can change our folder colors, which is great. It updates fairly quickly, and you can also delete tags. We do need to put in place like a back button or something like that, but for now we can just come back here and see the color did update. So we're looking pretty good. What I'll probably do in an upcoming video is start just documenting some of these bugs that we have that we do obviously need to fix up, some of which I've spoken about, and then also talk about any remaining functionality that I want to input or create before I consider like the V1 kind of where I'd be happy with it. Then the next big piece of functionality that I want to cover in the coming week, 2 weeks, is integrating payments. So I want to be able to support the ability to have Stripe and be able to have a free tier, a paid tier, the paid tier having different access to different features, and then support per user pricing. That's something that my previous applications have had, but I've never actually implemented payment logic myself in any of my apps. If you watch my first video, my very first SaaS app was all of the code was outsourced, and then in the second app, I built all of the front end and the back end for like the core functionality and got it to our MVP stage. And then I had a mentor who was helping me, you know, instead of AI basically, helping me fix things where I got stuck. And when we got to the payment stuff, I basically left that in their hands because they had experience with that. So I never wrote any of that code. So that's something that I'll be exploring in the coming videos. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Fairly straightforward functionality, but feel free to comment down below and let me know if you've been tuning into any of these videos. Thanks for watching.